have to remember, it takes a while to establish yourself as a great player in this league, and sometimes your name stays on the list a little longer than it should. It's kind of like a champion fighter. You've got to be better than he is to take him in a close fight.
That's a nice analogy. Well, Carson will get some notices this year. Blackledge. Did Harvey Martin read that one well? He just followed Lawrence Ricks across the field, hoping that Blackledge would throw it to him, and Martin, as soon as the catch was made, was all over Ricks for a loss.
Harvey pleased to have something go right for him this week. It's not been a good week for him.
Well, Blackledge uses a timeout with 1 minute and 16 seconds left.
Tom Landry just like to have this game over with. It becomes agonizing for both teams. Landry, because it's obviously decided, wants to get his team off the field, wouldn't want to see any injuries. And on the other sideline, I'm sure John Makovic thinking, let's just get out of here. Let's go take a shower. Let's get on the bus, get back to the airport, get home. We'll sit down, we'll lick our wounds, we'll look at the film, figure out what we did wrong, but mostly we'll get back on track next week, and let's hope that we can learn something from this defeat.
Kansas City 5-6, Dallas 9-2. Their 2 losses were 2 teams in Kansas City's division. That being, of course, the Raiders, who beat them here at Texas Stadium, and last week they lost to Dallas at San Diego. And the looks of the faces on the Chiefs sidelines reflect the score, 41-21 Dallas. But there are 4 games to go. Blackledge out of the shotgun. Complete to Henry Marshall. And Marshall has a first down at the Dallas 20. At least it's for the heavyweight championship.
Todd Blackledge, Dick, has already got 102 yards passing in this ball game, and 337 yards by Kinney, a total of 439 yards passing, and now you have a little better appreciation, a little more appreciation for the fact that this Cowboy team ranks 26th in the NFL against the passing game. That number may take them even lower in the rankings than they were.
Well, that's got to concern you, wouldn't you think, if you were a Dallas Cowboy fan or coach going into the playoffs, that kind of yardage against your team defensively?
When I talked about balance and the importance of balance, there's no question that one of the things that Dallas opponents will attack is that defensive secondary. And if you have a running game to go with a good passing game, you can make life miserable for this Dallas defense. I'm sure that one of Tom Landry's concerns when he sits down to look at this ball game tomorrow will be for the amount of yardage that his team has given up to the passing game. Even though they're comfortably winning this game, they walk away with a big victory. They've got to look at what they have done in this ball game, and there are some real sour notes for Landry, and in particular for Ernie Stotner, the defensive coordinator.
Well, Dickerson, his sack is the 6th by Dickerson this year, and they like to use him from that blind side as a blitzing linebacker. Dennis Thurman talking with Ernie Stotner. Boy, you talk about a man, M-A-N, man. There he is in the blue shirt, Ernie Stotner.
He is a special and all-pro and all everything when he played Pittsburgh. I tell you, he was a tough son of a gun.
He still is.
Hall of Fame, yes, he is. I wouldn't want to mess with him.
He's ready to give somebody a spanking right now. NFL report will follow. 1:02, incredibly long game here from Texas Stadium. The Cowboys have played the longest games of the year all season long. 41-21 the score. Oops. There was contact by Larry Bethea and before the snap, and that'll cost Dallas 5 yards. Well, hey, Jerry Markbright's into overtime. These officials here, they've got over a half-hour overtime already.
Todd Blackledge using it, interesting, and even at a time like this, the last thing in the world you want is a penalty if you're on the Dallas sideline.
Second down.
But Blackledge using his voice, and of course they've been listening to Kenny all night long, using his voice to pull that defensive team off sides, and apparently learned that trick in his college days. He's used it effectively here. There are his numbers. very good numbers in the amount of time he's been in the ball game.
Well, he still hasn't thrown an interception. He was 4 for 5 with a touchdown, no interceptions prior to today. Down the middle, and this time Page can't come up with one of his circus catches. But he has shown us that he has talent. He's from Fresno State, the youngest of the very young team, 21 years of age. That must have been some passing game. They had Ellard, a top pick of the Rams, and Page on the same club last year as graduating seniors.
Dick, talking about young players, this is the time of the year that they begin to feel the length of the NFL season. They've already gone well beyond the college season. And because of the strike last year, we really have 2 sets of rookies that have never gone through a full NFL season. And I think that's maybe one of the things that happened to the Colts, one of the youngest team in the league, who lost badly today. And I think other teams with a high percentage of young players are going to begin to have real trouble at the end of this season.
That's right. The normal college season, 11 games, maybe 12 with a bowl game. Play was made by Michael Downs. He's been in the backfield of the Chiefs the entire second half. He's a free agent safety from Rice.
Watch him get up high enough to look a little bit like too tall on this one. Stretches out, spikes the ball away. Todd looking for that ball. Don't know exactly what he would do with it if he caught it. Can't throw it again. Probably doesn't want to run it.
You know, we prepare for games like this. We try to have extra things to show you. Well, we've gone through it. We burned up everything, but we do have the 1984 NFL schedule for you, so don't go away. If we have a few more penalties or timeouts, we'll give you that. But we pretty well have given you our basic information. Although Merlin's still typical of his homework, he has 10 more items that he would like to discuss with you. So stick around after class if you'd like. Blackledge hit again. He thinks he intercepted the ball, and it looked as if he should get it, but it was a quick whistle, and they say no.
Dick, you were wrong. You know, there is something that we didn't put up.
What's that? What is that?
Well, we'll show you in a second here. Now, a lot of people don't know what they want to do when they're young children. This is a baby picture of Dick Enberg.
That's not true. I wasn't that good looking.
Well, you're wearing. Why are you wearing pink?
Practicing. That's when I was working on my basketball fast break call. Now we do have everything in, and good night. No, there's 44 seconds left. Well, I could tell that story about you, but I better not.
It's been a long second half for the Chiefs. They started it excitingly, and it's deteriorated rapidly for them. Cowboys just want to get it finished here.
That's a play we used to work on up at Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Gary Hogaboom down to that one knee. Did it with style. You notice how he eased his way down. He didn't just fall on it. He kind of eased into that play, and they'll wait till mark it after it says 30, and now we can say the game is over, except for those final 28 seconds. They don't have to run a play.
First time all season long the Cowboys have led wire to wire. They've been behind in every game they have played this season until today.
We thank everyone again. We thank those of you who stayed with us right to the final gun. The Dallas Cowboys and Washington Redskins remain in a tie for first place at 10-2. Kansas City goes home 5-7. Tom Landry's club, a very impressive from gun to gun. They have led at halftime 20-0, and they win it 41-21. Dick Enberg for Merlin Olsen. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you on Thanksgiving, and now stay tuned for the Budweiser NFL Report after these messages.